Madrid just beat Monaco 6-1 in such a beautiful performance. Make sure to like and subscribe. And let's get straight into it. And I'm going to start off with the players, right? But I'm going to start off specifically with the right hand side because the right hand side today was outstanding. For the first 20 minutes, the connection between Valverde and Franco Mastantuono was amazing. You guys know me. I've backed Mastantuono ever since we signed him. And he lost his powers for a little bit. He outgrew his hair, took the blonde off, and he was on and off with an injury, and then he wouldn't come in the later stages of Alonso's reign at Madrid. But now he came back out of nowhere, buzz cut blonde hair on the right, starting 11, and he put up a absolutely beautiful performance today. I think the first 30 to 40 minutes of the first half, I think he was outstanding. And then throughout the game, he slowed down a little bit more because that's when Vinny started getting his groove on, started doing the Baila Vini, Dance Vinny. And then Mastantuano later on comes on, keeps up the pace. Vinny finds him and he scores the goal. But Franco Mastantuano had an absolutely beautiful performance today. So did Valverde. Valverde at right back is probably one of the best right backs there is. At midfielders, he's one of the best midfielders. He is an all-round amazing footballer. He's very good defensively. He is a machine. He is rapid. That whole wing was his because Mastantuono was just tuck in a little bit without that Goulet and Valverde in attack. That'd be his whole right side. That whole right flank was all his. Federico Valverde was absolutely amazing today, and especially his connection with Mastantuono. They knew where to go. It's that footballing IQ. You pass, you move, and you keep going. That's what I've been saying that I like about Mastantuono, that he passes and moves and keeps moving, right? And him and Valverde found themselves perfectly throughout the entire game, pretty much. And then they started off very good, right? But as I said, later on, Vinny started getting his groove on it. The free roll that Vinny had today, I like to see. I've said it multiple times that Vinny is not one of those players that you just make them stay on the left wing on touching the line, right? He is a player that is good in space or any space. It doesn't matter if it's on the left. It doesn't matter if it's on the right or centrally. He sometimes even comes down for a little bit in like a false line roll and creates play. Vinny is an amazing footballer, and sometimes he's very limited if you put him just on the sideline, right? He likes the movement. He likes it himself. The best moments of Vinny is when he has different movement, right? When there's Carlo Ancelotti, when it was him and Rodrigo right in front of Jude Bellingham, he had the freedom to roll everywhere. That was his best season, right? That was his Ballon d'Or season. Vinny today was outstanding. Every time he got the ball, there was something going on. There was moments where I think early on in the game they were still doing the booze, but then when we started getting the hang of it, Vinny started getting the hang of it. He started dancing, he started doing his thing, and Vinny had an amazing performance. I want to keep seeing this performance, right? I said it. I was not one of those fans that wanted Vinny to get booed. I was not one of those fans. I didn't come out and make these crazy videos that people are saying. And Vinny today showed why he is one of the best Champions League players, one of the best Real Madrid players of this last couple of years, or if not the best of these last couple of years. But him and Mbappe are finding a connection. I've said it once, I've said it multiple times, and it doesn't look the game after, but right, you could tell there's a connection with him and Mbappe. The movement they both have on top in front. There's moments now you even see Mbappe go all the way like at a right wing position because of the movement of Mastantuono tucking in and the movement of Vinny taking up the whole left side place with Jude. So sometimes you see Mbappe move into a right wing position to open up space. You see Franco Mastantuono tuck in. You see Vinny take up the whole left side with Jude. Him and Jude move a lot in those left pockets, and Vinny takes up the space. So I think Mbappe and Vinny are finding themselves. I think they're finding that bond, that connection, the movements, because they used to be always in the same routes. They always used to be in the same left hand side. They would always move through the same routes, the same type of movements. But now they're kind of understanding each other. They're understanding. I believe it was the Mastantuono goal that Mbappe gets the ball. And Vinny comes from a right wing position. He makes the run inside from the right inside, and then from there goes on. He passes the ball to Mastantuono. Mastantuono scores. But in the other goals, Vinny gets it on the left wing and crosses it to Mbappe. Even in the own goal, and Vinny gets it on the left wing, and I think Arda Güler was the one that was running in. But Vinny in these different positions, right? He's always moving. He's always trying to do something, right? When he has a free reign on top, he is a very dangerous player and one of, if not the best player in the world. But talking about the best player in the world right now, Kylian Mbappe scores again, first chance. Franco Mastantuano Valverde connect, make a play, pass it to Mbappe, first time finish. Beautiful finish by Mbappe, and like I just explained, Vinny crosses it to Mbappe, and such an amazing play with Camavinga, with Federico Valverde, with Vinny. No, wait, it was Arda Güler, Camavinga, Vinny, and Mbappe finishes off the play. Camavinga had a pretty good, very good game at left back. Arda Güler, I think, was probably his best game since since the first 3-4 games of the season. He got sat down in the bench for a little bit, but Arda Güler is now back, and he had an amazing pass to Vinny, who then crossed it into Mbappe. First time finished again, and Mbappe. There was a play. I know you guys know exactly what play I was talking about. Well, you guys know exactly what play I'm gonna talk about with Mbappe, where he ran 80 yards to come back and defend, right? When I saw that, I'm like, something has clicked. Something has clicked in the dressing room. Something has clicked in these players. Something happened, right? And the way Mbappe came down to defend 80 yards, he sprinted at eight. You guys know exactly what part I'm talking about, right? Where Kylian Mbappe sprinted 80 yards down to defend, and it's not like he stopped the play completely, but he slowed down the play. He was instrumental. He pushed the player down, and the pass wasn't the perfect passes, but it's the dedication that I saw in Kylian Mbappe to come down and defend. Something has clicked, something has changed, and I hope I'm not speaking too soon and we drop points on the weekend, but there's something clicked. Something has clicked. I promise you guys something has clicked. In the dedication and the movements of understanding between Mbappe and Vinny, between Mastantuono and Valverde, between Mastantuono and Vinny and Mbappe, the movements of them three moving along. And I think Rodrigo will come in and he will also may understand those movements because he's a player that very sacrifices himself a lot for the team as well. Big shout out to Arda Güler. Like I said, he had a very good game today. His passing, his range of passing. I think even defensively, he was very good today. Chouameni defensively, I think he had a very good game compared to other games. And of course, Courtois. He's Courtois. We just love Courtois. Courtois is always there for us. Dean Housen, okay, there wasn't really much when it came to Monaco for him to be instrumental and defensively part of the team. He had a good game, and overall, it was just a good game. I think Arbeloa got the lineup correct. I think he put out the players that he needed to. I think that the players did what they had to do, and think that was probably our best game in a while when it comes to we could have had a clean sheet. I was going to say a clean sheet, but we could have had a clean sheet. They got too cocky in the back, trying to play out the back, and we were actually playing out the back very well. But Ceballos makes a mistake, we score. But defensively, it was a very solid game, and in attack, 6 goals, very good. I do want to talk about Jude. I think he was probably not the best out of the players. I think for his level, I expect more. But overall, he had a good game when he got his goal, and I love his celebration. There's people were. I hate when people make stuff up out of nowhere, and Jude is always at the end of it. Jude is always at the end of these critiques. He's always at the end of these always the randomest things that Jude is part that people talk about Jude. It's always the randomest things, and they just came out and said that he drinks out, that he's a party guy, and that he drinks liquor all the time. So seeing him do that celebration after seeing those dumb accusations and dumb things that people just make up out of nowhere. Seeing him do that celebration was amazing to see. It was outstanding. When he scored, I was hoping he kind of did something in that way. And when I saw him do it, and he did it multiple times, he wasn't just a one. It was a 1, 2, 3. It was a kick up whoever the guy's ass, whoever said that. And Jude, I think little by little he'll pick up his level. I think he's one of those players that understands himself with Vinny, and I think, like I said, that the attack is understanding themselves, right? Vinny's movement and Mbappe's movement, Jude's movement, and whoever's at right wing, whether it's Rodrigo or Matantuono, they are finding themselves in terms of where to be when one player is over here, I'm gonna run over here. When this player is here, I'm gonna come here to play a 1-2. They're understanding each other, and sometimes when Mbappe would come out, Jude would be right in the striker role. Sometimes when Mbappe goes left, Vinny would be in the striker role. Sometimes Jude would be the highest in the pitch. Sometimes Jude would be the lowest in the midfield. I think it was a beautiful understanding from all the players, and I just think it was a beautiful game, right? But we need to show the consistency now. We need to show it, right? Because this is the time of year where I expect these players to have it clicked. This is the time of year where I expect the players to give it all because Champions League and La Liga is the only things we have right now. And Barcelona dropped points on the weekend. So in La Liga, I feel like little by little, if we stay in that range, I think Barca will drop points again. And if we have to be right there to take the lead, we have to be there to be ready to take the lead because Barcelona will drop points. Their high line, their defense is pretty weak. Their defense has struggled this entire season, and we're only 1 point away from them. So any point drops by Barcelona, we have to be right there to capitalize on it. And if not, if they keep winning, then El Clasico is going to be the big game because we need to win it. We need to win a title this season, or else it would be one of the biggest and most ugly moments in the team's history. And we need to win something. We have to win something. And like I said, things are looking good for now, right? 1 point off of Barcelona. In the Champions League, we're looking connected again. We're finding the space behind. Arbeloa is making a good. Arbeloa. Let's talk about Arbeloa. Actually, I think I really like that. We would press halfway through the field and not in the first three in the team's first quarter, first half of the field. I like that we would let them come a little bit to press them in the middle third of the field, right? In the middle part, because usually when you look at a field, there's three parts, right? Their side, the half, and then our side, right? I like that we pressed in the middle side because that gives Vinny and Mbappe space to make runs in behind. If we press them over here in their half when they're playing out their center backs, every time we get the ball back, they're just gonna be in that low block right there. And I think Arbelo has seen that our best we have our best games when we have at least that third of space to run in behind, right? Because if we have nowhere to run in behind, Mbappe's game stops a little bit, Vinny's game stops a little bit, and I like that we would press in that middle part section of the field. And I think something else I liked was that we were actually breaking Monaco down. Right, the first goal was literally a very good play by Mastantuono and Valverde's movement. That goal and that movement was amazing. And then Mbappe does a little fake that he's gonna go in. He comes back out and he scores his goal. Like I think I really like that. I really like what Arbelo is doing. He's giving a lot of trust to the players. I think you could see it with the talk he had with Vinny that was recorded. You could see this confidence that he's giving to the players. He's giving them the power. He's giving them the keys to the team, but he's there telling him tactically what to do because I really liked seeing that we press in that middle half to then have space to when we get the ball to run and make the runs in behind because when we press in their first third, we get the ball back and they're already in a low block and it's hard for us to break down. And today we were actually pretty good at breaking them down, but I really like for other teams, for future teams, for future hard teams, that we press them in the middle part of the field, so we have those space for Vinny and Mbappe for the runs. And yeah, 6-1 versus Monaco Champions League playoffs are coming up soon, I believe, in the next couple weeks. So I'm excited for that. 1 point off for Barcelona in the league. I'm pretty confident in this team, right? I always back my team. I'm not a fan that boos or does this sort of thing, and I'm excited. This game excites me for the weekend, and this game excites me for the rest of the season. Real Madrid win 6-1. Peace.